My name is Beat. I'm from IBS in Switzerland.
Yeah.
I am the owner of IBS and also from TJM Switzerland. So we do a lot of the products into Switzerland as you do here, but in just smaller volume. Some years ago, Mick Everett came along and said TJM needs a new dual battery system, what is capable of all the smart alternator issues. And it took some years to finish it. Between has this projector system been introduced, and we are now ready with the system. Actually, it is for 6 months already on the shelf and can be ordered. And we just found out that there is not enough knowledge around with all the stores to know what to do with it. So I decided to come over and give the stores a training. By the time I leave, I think I will have trained 33 stores. The last week I was on the road with Mick Everett and we trained 18 stores heading to Melbourne. And we found out that it really helps to tell you all about the new system. And I just go now step by step through all the function this product is offering. And then whenever you have a question, just stop me and ask, and I keep going. The unit is actually what we have here. It's the TJM DBM, and this is only available through the TJM network. So there are no other places where you can buy it or have it installed. I have here such a unit brought with me. It is a unit which is not sealed, that you just also can have a look what technology is inside. The units we supply are then completely resin covered, so it is handling heat, dust, vibration, just all what can happen on the road here. The unit itself, if it is installed as a 3-wire installation, what we have here is a proper DC-DC charger, what can be easily installed under the bonnet. So here we have red battery plus, main battery, minus, and auxiliary battery plus. In this configuration it is actually just charging from starter battery into auxiliary battery. That's also the installation you do if you have installed the unit within a trailer. So all the voltage loss, what is through all the long wiring to the trailer, is compensated by the unit. So you have a proper charge into your auxiliary battery. The unit itself is a 3 to 4 stage battery charger. So it's state-of-the-art battery charging technology, just to achieve 100% charge without cooking the batteries. As soon as you install also some of the other wires, what we have here, a lot of additional functions are going to be available. The first upgrade what can be installed is the link start kit. In the link start kit you have the IBS relay in combination with a jump start link button what is controlled through this yellow wire. And then you have additional functions as emergency jump start from your auxiliary battery. You have winch support from manual linking the two batteries together for 30 minutes or 2 hours. And the whole system becomes bi-directional. So all the people what have the solar system installed charging auxiliary battery, if enough charge is available, it is also charging into the starter battery. Same also if you have a battery charger hooked up to your auxiliary battery, it's taking care of both batteries. Beside that, you also have then the fast charge. That means while you start the car, the alternator is normally still fully charging with full charge voltage. In this time you pump in very short time up to 80% into your auxiliary battery, and then the system is then switching over to the DC-DC charger and is then finalizing the charge of the auxiliary battery. While I was now driving up, because we have always the fridge running and we camp, every morning after 20 minutes driving I have already 2 full batteries in super fast, short time.
Okay.
If you compare with such an installation where you have not the link function, if you have discharged your auxiliary battery to about 50%, it takes you up to 2.5 hours to properly charge, because this is actually a bottleneck. You still have an alternator that has 100 amp output, but these units, they, in general terms, they do about 20 amps, so it takes you quite some time to get to the same level what we offer here, and 20 minutes is super fast. And the second upgrade, what is possible, is to add this new TJM monitor version 8.1.
Yeah.
It can also be integrated into the whole kit, and you have then just easy to understand control panel, what shows you the charge voltage on both batteries. You see if the alternator is properly charging. You have low battery alarm on both batteries,
Yeah.
and you have the manual link function for 30 minutes and 2 hours to have your batteries linked for, in this case, for a winch application.
How do you link them without that system?
With the link start kit, you have the link button, what is on the dash. It is a round metal emergency button. It's now also then written link on it. So you just push this button. If you push it once, you have just 30-minute link. If you push it twice, you have the batteries linked for 2 hours. The same what you also can do with this unit here.
So does that come with the kit?
With the link start kit, this link button and the wiring is included. And just for those installations where you just do installations for weekend campers or for trailer application, you basically just go with this DBM only unit.
Okay.
This yellow button beside the link function has another function during installation. With this you program the DBM module. So the step of installation is basically you attach first black, then red, the system is powering up, and then with the yellow wire you make ground connection. With every connection you go one step ahead, and there are 6 program steps in a circle, so it's always going back to all the other steps. If you go one step too far, you just keep going until the setting comes back what you want to choose.
Okay.
We have 3 different settings we offer. We have low, mid and high. Low is 14.0, mid is 14.4 and high is 14.8 volt. And for each these 3 charge levels you can also activate the equalize mode, what is basically recommended to use with all LED type batteries. This is to reduce the sulfation on the battery plates, and that means you have more lifetime out of your battery. If you use your battery heavily, that happens every 28 days, and if low discharge never happens or only very rarely, it can go up to 2-3 months until this equalize mode is activated.
Okay.
The charge mode we have built into the systems are the bulk mode, what is just maximum power pumping into the battery, then it's changing to absorption mode. This is where the battery takes on most charge, and if this is finished, it is going then into float mode. That's basically what happens when you do long driving. When the batteries are full, it goes into float because we don't want to cook the batteries. The system is also designed to handle 4 cells lithium type batteries. So it is actually offering really a lot of battery types. The system can handle basically whatever is currently on the market can be attached.
So no dramas mixing batteries or anything like that either?
Mixing means you can have an AC battery as starter battery and an HM as auxiliary battery, but within auxiliary battery don't mix it. So use same manufacturer, same manufacturing date and same capacity. If you have them in parallel,
Yeah.
you can go up to about 300 amp hours auxiliary battery capacity, but always stay with the same batteries and don't mix them. Even if some people say, I still have an almost new battery sitting at home, there is a risk to do this kind of combination.
Yeah.
The system offers diagnosis LEDs at the bottom. So for technical information, there is quite precisely explained here what all these LEDs mean.
Yeah.
We have here a chart list what basically explain what LED blinking is showing what functionality. The relay, the DBM itself is equipped with automatic relay detection function. So when the system starts up, it is always looking for a relay. So with every engine start, it is going to look, do I have a relay or I don't have. If it is not seeing a relay, it is just working as a DC-DC charger. As soon as it sees a relay, it is actually doing a relay test. Then the relay is part of the system. And whenever something would go wrong with the relay or with the wiring to the relay, and the relay is basically not available anymore, it is just going back to DC-DC and waits until the problem has fixed or the relay has been replaced. So it's actually also kind of a backup system. So it's not just going into limp mode and saying, something is not as expected, it's just keeping going. Just that people can keep traveling and there is no further drama.
Yeah.
The light blue wire is for all the cars with a smart alternator setting or with voltage reducing alternators. We recommend to wire it up to ignition, terminal 15, or just any signal what shows plus signal when ignition is on.
Yeah.
It just helps the unit to have more information to know exactly what happens. And in cars with smart alternators, the system is always waiting until the first start cycle has started from the alternator, and then also the unit is engaging. Simple reason is sometimes it takes quite some time until the alternator does the first charge, so the system waits and is not already discharging the starter battery while actually no charge is getting into.
So do you need to change over relay with solar when you do that sort of thing? Or?
No, actually most solar kits come with solar regulator anyway, so you just hook up the system.
So you hook a regulator into it, a regulated panel into that, not...
basically you take the regulator what is part of the solar system and hook it up to auxiliary battery, and because you cannot have two solar regulators in chain, it's always one, but most kits come anyway with regulator, so there is no need to have that integrated.
Yep. If there's a panel on your roof, can it dual?
Yes.
It can pick up both at the same time?
Yeah, the system doesn't care. You can even have a battery charger working at the same time, the solar system. So you cannot disturb the system at all. It's just...
But it does it simultaneously? It doesn't pick up the one with the most...
Yeah, actually this is controlled by physical law, so the system what can keep up to the highest charge voltage is actually taking the charge, and the other system is just sitting there and says, okay, the other guy is so powerful, I have nothing to do. But when then the solar drops away or there is shade, then the DBM recognizes, okay, now it's my turn, I keep charging until the solar comes back. So this is all happening automatically and has not to be considered at all. I think this system is anyway quite simple for the user because he just has a powerful system. And he has not to think what he has to do, even if he has no knowledge. Actually also the system has an automatic winch linkage for those guys who have no idea that they could manually link the batteries for professional usage of the winch. So this is far better than nothing and keeps the safe winching job done. without risking to overload the batteries, the alternator or the winch motor.
Yeah.
What's the auto button do?
In this system you have the manual link functions, so you can activate, this is a 30-minute link, and if you push twice you have the 2-hour link, and if you want to go back automatically, immediately back to automatic mode, then you push out the button.
Okay.
And the combination of pushing both at the same time is doing a system reset, and also shows you on main and auxiliary battery the software version within the unit. This unit is actually worldwide still our best selling product. In the States we became the best dual battery management system for this product here. The combination is, I think, what you still have on the shelf in your store, and we believe this system is still doing an excellent job in maybe 85% of all installations. This is actually what people need, and it's actually not DC-DC charging, even if our competitors have told all the customers without DC-DC it's not going to charge anymore. This is not really true. A lot of people would even go better with this combination because you have all the emergency functionality, instead of just going for the a DC-DC charger, what has its limitations in charge and link function. So it's really also to be considered what the people want to do. The link function, I believe, is one of the most powerful features our systems are offering, and they have proven worldwide to be super handy. Every so often we got calls from people somewhere in South America or Africa telling us, yeah, good one, bloody link start was the thing we needed. So this part number is still going to be around, but at the moment there is still the old system with all the software on those units, just for the standalone system. In this combination this is still doing an excellent job. As soon as we have sold out those, there are only few left on the shelf. We also move ahead with the new version 8.1, what is then again compatible with the rest of the systems. So later on there is also then a combination possible of the TJM DBS system and then just the DBM to add, and there is no need for the link start kit because the relay you have already in here, and the link button is basically integrated into the monitor system.
So you can just use just that kind without.
That's correct, yes.
So that's just a decent charger.
That's correct, yeah. For those guys who just want to do random camping, that's already a very powerful unit, and as soon people get a bit more serious.
How many amps is that one?
This is 23 amps.
23.
We just declared it as a 20 amp. And it is handling engine compartment temperature easily 200 degrees, so there is no derating and no shutting down. It has a safety temperature range, I think, to about 110 degrees, but this is basically just if it's installed in the wrong place. So we always recommend not to install it beside exhaust or a turbocharger, because this is just the places what are too hot. But otherwise you can basically install it wherever you want in your car. It can also be installed at the back. Basically we recommend, because the blue wire is actually 1 meter long, and is also the sensing wire for the auxiliary battery, so we recommend that you stay with this length of 1 meter or shorten it. There are rules in the manual what you have to do if you have to really extend it, because you have to go then bigger section in wiring that the system is still correctly measuring.
So you want that as close to your auxiliary as you can?
Yes, normally in the range of 1 meter, so if the battery is somewhere on the tray of the car, so have the unit somewhere.
So don't make that under the bonnet and have the battery in the back of the car?
In this case, no. If the auxiliary battery is on the bonnet, it makes sense to have that also installed on the bonnet.
Yeah.
I heard with some cars you also have to install auxiliary battery under the chassis,
Yeah.
and you can basically have this installed at the rear of the cabin of the car, so it is not in the way, and then wired to your auxiliary battery.
Yeah.
How much warranty do they have?
At the moment we go with 3 years, and with the other products we offer we have 5 years.
Okay.
We believe it is quite a neat product, and it is a TJM product, so the idea behind all this training is that you consider of using it and install it to customers.
So that 693 is a lot, is it? Or just that?
This is this combination here with the link start kit, with the link button, but we are now in the process of changing the order number, so you will have an order number just for the DBM only, then one for the link start kit with wiring and the link button, and then this is the second option, just
because you can't buy that by itself, can you?
But now we are going to offer it just with the 5-meter wiring loom.
Without a relay?
Without relay, because if you do this combination you have then already the relay integrated into the system, and if people want to have also the monitor option, they can add this as second upgrade.
Because we've had these fail outside of warranty and you can buy that, but you can't get that.
Surprises me, because there should be units around, but now you have then access just to this unit, and if needed for replacement, you can grab such a system and have replacement then. So in the manual with the monitor you have here all the possible configurations what this new version monitor is offering. So it's classic, that's what we have been doing the last many years. Then you can do combination with lithium type auxiliary battery with this DBM module here, or DBM with lithium type battery. Then the next two settings, they are for 24 volt usage, so don't touch them. And we can disengage the buzzer alarm on low battery here by this deep switch here. So for those people who sleep inside of the car, it is quite handy that you can disengage the beeper. The LEDs are still flashing if low battery situation happens, but it's not making any noise. So the system became quite a bit a sophisticated system, because with all the new functions needed, we have just added all into the latest version, because the car industry is not as simple anymore as it has been the last 20 years.
That's right.
So we are just adapting to all the different needs from the car industry. And what you also can see here, we have a new serial number at the back of the unit, and you see here the E24 mark. So that means the system is automotive homologated globally and can be used from any car manufacturer. So this is actually the highest homologation what is available in the automotive industry. And down the track we are going to do the same with the DBR system, that's the relay only with the electronics inside. And then down the track we do then also the same with the DBM. It is a bit a different setup what we do, but we are the only one doing that. And I believe the functionality we are currently offering is highly interesting to the customers. During my training session of all the TJM stores, I learned that some stores have been struggling with using the IBS relay, and the issue was about 12 years ago we have been using a relay what was looking similar to this one here, but was actually a Nagaras relay with different rating on it from 180 amp to 200 amp. We have actually changed about 11 years ago to our own IBS relay because we found out that this older similar looking relay was not good enough. The difference between the relay what we use for the last 11 years is the relay is fitted out with a dual bond connection to the power terminals what we see here, and this is actually offering 2.5 times more performance than the previous Nagaras relay. So with this relay what I show you here, there is absolutely no problem while you are doing a link start from your auxiliary battery. Even if you pull from your auxiliary battery into start the battery from 130 to 180 amps, there is no risk that you destroy this relay at all. Basically, to find out what your relay is, on the side of the relay you always see here the year code, and as soon as you have a relay in your hand what shows these figures here, it is one of our own IBS relays. This monitor version 8.1 has a lot of functionality it is offering, and some of this configuration has to be done through the dip switch what is inside of the unit. I just opened a unit to show you how that has to be done. Basically, I remove the two screws what hold the mounting plate. Then I undo the 4 screws here in the corners. You see even a Swiss pocket knife is doing a perfect job here. This modification what I show you is only for the newer 8.1 battery monitors. Here is how the unit looks from inside. This here is the microprocessor. Here are the 3 micro switches, and here in the corner you see the 4 dip switch settings what can be selected. And in the manual what I have over here, you see the possible configurations what we are offering. First is the classic system, that means just in combination with the IBS relay as we have been doing the systems for the years in the past. Second one is lithium auxiliary battery type compatible, then DBM setting, so it is compatible with this unit what I show here. Then the 4th setting is DBM in combination with lithium type battery. The next 24 settings, please don't touch them. And we also have the silent mode. The system is equipped here with a low battery alarm on main and auxiliary battery. So for those people who sleep inside of the car and don't want to hear the beep going off in the middle of the night, this alarm beeper can be put on silent just with the last setting. I put now the system back together again. So I close the lid and then just putting all 4 bolts back into position, and at the end mounting then the bracket for the RMS mount. We have now a low battery situation here on our auxiliary battery. So you see here the flashing red LED. I push now the display button, so we see starter battery is full and auxiliary battery is quite discharged. It all happened because I have forgotten to turn off the inverter while I was charging my laptop computer. I start now the car. I'm blowing 2 times for proper starting. The engine is now running, so it will take now some time for the dual battery system to recharge auxiliary battery. We see now the system has started with the relay. We are now slowly getting up to about 13.5 volts, and we see now both LEDs are now showing full rows on both sides. The DBM system is now still charging with the IBS relay, so this is the alternator output showing 14 volt. We just keep now driving. It will take some minutes until the system is then switching over to DC-DC charging. In this car we have set to high mode, so we will see that in a few minutes. I just keep driving. We see now that our DBM system has changed from charging through the relay to DBM charging. That has happened after about 20 minutes driving. So we see here, because we have high setting on the DBM, it indicates us that we have here 4 charge LEDs on. So the system is now charging in absorption mode until the battery is full and is returning then to float mode for the time we are driving. We see now on the battery monitor the DBM is now in float mode. It just shows 2 green LEDs. That means the charge voltage is just above 13.5 volts. That's because we are now driving for a long time, and the system stays now in float mode, that the batteries are not getting cooled.